Okay, we are back, everybody. So we are on game 4 of 6 games for heat number 2. So we have Jarad Konsker versus Charlie Arlandson. Charlie's playing Watch Your Step. Jarad is playing a variant on Hunt Down V. So we already see that Vader is at the cantina. And we are on Charlie's turn. So sorry about the delay, everybody. We had a little bit of just waiting on the setup. And we are now live. Lenny, you still with me? So
I'm still here. If you were watching before and you saw Steve Baroni commentating, he's sort of like the Tony Romo of the two-man booth. He knows what's going to happen like 4 moves ahead of time. I'm more like the Chris Collinsworth. I don't know what I'm doing, but I've got jokes.
but your
So
joke, here's the question though: are your jokes better than Chris Collinsworth's? Let's ask your wife.
I would
Let's
say
ask the wife.
I would say they are.
I want to ask the wife.
She's in the other room at the moment, but
Well, when
she
she
would
comes
agree
back,
that I have. Oh no, she hates my jokes more than any person alive.
well,
Like, I will sometimes make the most groan-worthy dad jokes you can imagine.
and it looks like Steve is in the chat again. So, Steve, do you agree
Oh,
that you're the Tony Romo of the Star Wars CCG commentary world?
I can't think of another commentator who just like knows what's gonna happen like ahead of time.
Justin
Tony
Desai.
Romo will be like, he's gonna fake snap here, and then he's gonna throw it deep to this receiver, and it's gonna be a gain of 17 yards, and then the exact thing will happen.
Well, yes, I realize that, but I'm saying like in the Star Wars world, we got Justin Desai, Joe Olson's pretty good at that. Robbie is a commentator. Jerry talks.
Robbie is the commentator.
Jerry talks. That's all I got. So back onto this game. Back onto this game though.
From today.
So Charlie lost Sabotage to the Visage Ping, and we're back onto Jared's turn. Charlie did get out the Pulsar Skate, so
Yep.
with the Mirix on it.
What do you think about?
Okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Oh no, I was just gonna. Did you see? Did he deploy? I'm trying to look back at the game log.
Oh, if he got the Vader out with the castle.
No, I was looking at. He deployed Mirax and the Pulsar Skate simultaneously to Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
But he could have. Yeah, he could have put them both at Corellia, and that would have been -1 each, and then he could have moved them over for 1, so that would have saved the force. But 1 force isn't going to be the end of the world. But
no, but so
game, on turn 1, you want every single one.
Oh, it's according to Greg, it's only -1, so your Corellians and freighters. So ship doesn't get so.
Yeah, Corellians and freighters -1, and is the Pulsar Skate not a freighter?
Not a freighter.
Oh,
it's a yacht. It's a yacht.
Well, I'm gonna say a word that I'm not allowed to say on the stream. So
okay, okay, Drew.
It is a yacht.
It's a fancy yacht. Good catch there, Greg. This is why Greg is the best player of Team 9 Million. Sure. I'll give you you know what? So we can't do the 2 screens and everything, but yeah, I'll get you a peek of it really quick. I don't think they are being streamed, so we'll just back out of this one as it's in like a little bit of a hold. I don't know. Drew has said you're the best player, Greg. So we have a Bring Him Before Me versus a Legend, and the Legend deck is already flipped, so Who is Steve Baroni afraid of on New Allies? I'm going to say it's Mike Kessling because Mike Kessling is not as a player, but he can definitely make you laugh. And if Steve can get if Steve like laughs a lot, I could see him like having misplays. So maybe that could come into play. That's true. Nobody's afraid of Brian Fred. Oh, so Justin's going to lose this battle.
Nobody's afraid of Brian Fred.
I'm not afraid of Brian Fred. Are you afraid of Brian Fred? So we're going to go back into the Charlie Jarad game for a little bit, but
it depends on whether I've done anything to piss off Brian Fred today.
Language. Drew. That's 2. So back into this game. Looks like the
Emperor's Shuttle coming
down.
Yeah,
Jared came down with the Emperor's Shuttle. He played. He put the slip sliding way on Mirix. Charlie's going to lose. Looks like Charlie's going to lose a force. He loses less Lomi from his reserve or from his use pile. So Mirix still has her game text. And he's going to initiate. I don't like this initiation. I mean, yeah, this is why he... Okay, so this is smart because he now has 2 Battle Destiny, so you're going to get rid of the Mirrex here.
Yep. No, I was initially thinking I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it because you've got first strike. They don't have any force.
Oh, you're right.
So they're not going to be able to...
Yeah, you're right.
Like
that's an error,
but
so...
As long as you're confident in your ability to draw a 5, you're clearing. But
yeah, he did draw higher than a 5. So he can't draw more than 1 there. So there goes that. But I mean, you do get rid of the Mirrex though, and the ship.
And honestly, yeah, like if you're the hunt down player, that's a trade you're probably willing to make.
Yeah.
Because, look, that Emperor's Shuttle isn't going to do a ton for you this game. You're not going to be able to, your ability to actually fight with it is not going
to... Lenny, did you change your screen name? Did you change your screen name really quick? On the stream chat? That ship's in trouble. No. I kid you, yacht.
What's up?
Never mind. Check out the stream chat.
I'm looking at the stream chat.
You have a challenger for your bad jokes.
Oh, what's the bad joke? I am not sure what you're talking about.
There. Yeah,
I mean, boy.
Yeah, right. So, but yeah, I mean,
I can't.
So, yeah, I think if you're Charlie, losing that ship, I mean,
I think if you're Jarad, you don't mind losing your 1 ship in that way. If that's your 1 ship, and if you're Charlie, you're now down probably 1 of your 3 ships.
Yeah.
Which, we'll see what happens.
I do believe Charlie is running the more of the Kessel run type of a washer step, so he might be able to get that back eventually. But right now, you lose the ability to.
I think he already got. I think he already all wings and got the Falcon on a previous turn.
Yeah.
So presumably that's not too far away.
Okay, so there's the Outrider. So now the Outrider is going to be -1 if he puts it down to Corellia.
Okay. Going to Corellia because they're both -1.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I'm
looking back at the game log at the card that Charlie lost when Jarad initiated that battle. The 1 card that Charlie lost to first strike was Han.
Oh.
The new Han, the Han ... Solo.
Yeah.
That could be a problem.
That's going to be a big problem.
Planning on doing Kessel Run stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to be good for Charlie.
And he looks like just moves over to Tatooine and draws some cards.
Mm-hmm. And there's another all wings combo, so he'll be able to get another ship.
I mean, he's already got the Falcon. It might just be Red 5 that's left in there. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, so he's got the red 5. I mean, now the question is, which Luke is he playing? Is he playing the Luke Skywalker or Rebellion Hero, or just Luke Skywalker V? If he's playing Luke Skywalker V, at least you can start retrieving from that. But that drain of 3 is pretty hurtful right now.
With Vader sitting there draining for 3, I'm not sure you get Pulsar Skate back at any point in this game unless you've got like a Starship Levitation.
Okay, so Charlie's going to drain.
Went with deep.
And so Jared's going to drain it. Charlie's losing Blastador Kit and Antilles Maneuver. I mean, the Blastador's not too bad, but... Oh, so interesting note. That's Darth Vader's lightsaber, not Vader's lightsaber.
Okay, that's the one that... Oh, so it's only a drain of 2? Yeah. No, it is a drain of 3.
No.
Yeah, no, it's only a drain of 2.
Yeah. That's the one where you can throw it at it for attrition, but I mean, I don't like that one. I really don't. I mean, I would want to play the one that adds to the Force drain.
Yeah. I don't play enough mains to really have an opinion on that, but draining for more seems good. But so Jarad elected for the First Light bar as his SSA site, which I like. This seems like a 2/1 drain -1 for light side.
Yeah, it's different. I
mean, Mara there, pull Erica there. But I think what do you think about the insurrection combo start from Charlie? I think you would ordinarily expect to see like an I must be allowed to speak in that slot. I guess he just wants the activation.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't dislike it because with the farm, you're giving your opponent places to drain.
Yeah, especially with just so much Vader in the meta right now.
Exactly.
Farm is the old farm. A lot of people didn't play because it was a liability because you're giving up a drain of 2, and they're adding 1 to their weapon destinies. But right now, like the new farm seems almost as much of a liability. It's like it's only a drain of 1. Oh, but it's 2 with Vader, and then also it's 3 if they also have a stormtrooper, and those are all not uncommon these days.
Yeah. And then it's another, if you're playing the Stormtrooper Garrison, it's another one on top of that.
A Vader and a Stormtrooper Garrison is just drain of 4 at the virtual farm.
Yeah, and it's not if you're playing, and if you're playing
If he,
the, if you're playing
if he's got
Vader's lightsaber, it's a drain of 5.
Oh yeah, it gets pretty nuts. So I understand that. I like those use pile pulls a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
But I guess if you're gonna do Luke in space, then that takes away one of them, and you already don't have a Leia.
Well, I mean,
Most likely.
you could put Luke
So,
on the ground and
then fly him up.
fly him up.
Yeah, you could. Like it's only because you don't really have Leia in Watch Your Step. Must be allowed to speak is only like 3/4 as useful as it would be in another deck. So if you also want to do Luke in space, then you're looking at like maybe it's only half as useful. And for 2 use pile pulls a game, is it worth doing for just Chewie and Lando? Maybe. The insurrection seems good too. You get a couple extra icons. You don't give up any extra icons, and you have a shield. It saves you a shield pull.
And the other thing is, it also, I mean, your opponent can't play the neighboring leads anymore. I mean, we don't see, or Ellis Hellrot. I mean, we don't see a lot of Ellis Hellrot, but I mean, the possibility of playing being is always out there. So
Yeah. And I'm surprised that we haven't seen more in this tournament so far with, a lot of the players who like playing light side mains mostly seem to have gravitated from TRM to Hitgo. Hitgo doesn't play insurrection combo like TRM did. So you would think that you'd see a little bit more Ellis Hellrot from Darkside and a little bit more Nabrin from Lightside. And so far, I really haven't seen much. We'll see if that holds true. But, or maybe there has been a ton and I just haven't been watching the right games.
I know there was one game earlier where it was I saw an Ellis. It was in a Shadow Collective deck. So
Yeah.
But okay, so Charlie, he does have the his Kessel run out.
Yep, got the Kessel on, but it's going to take him an extra turn to do it because Han is buried in the lost pile. So with the projection on the Cantina, is Jarad even going to bother to drain?
I don't. I mean, there's no.
It would just be a drain for 1.
It is only a drain of 1, but at the same time, it is still a drain of 1. You're causing pain damage with Visage, so you're still getting 2 force loss there. And I think especially against a Watcher Step that you know he's going to be able to retrieve, you want to do as much force damage as you can. So I don't see why not.
I don't know that you pay 3 to do 1 damage this early in the game when you've got a handful of cards and you're activating a good amount and you want to be able to spend those force to do something to improve your position. I think that later in the game it can definitely make sense to pay 3 to drain for 1 if that damage is important, but this early I don't know.
So I mean,
certainly if you catch like Chewie or Lando or something, then it's worth it. But
yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I do like it is because you said it, he's going to have, well, he was going to have 19 cards to work with, but at the same time, like I said, Watcher Step's going to be able to retrieve, so you want to do as much damage as quick as possible. I do think, though, if you can move Vader off of the Cantina, because now it is only a drain of 1, that's probably going to be the right play. So maybe putting him back to the castle for this turn, or if you had a Valana Dobrid combo, at least get him to the Malakir site, so that way it is a drain of 2. But yeah, playing that Saber, it's just looking worse and worse at this point.
Yeah, like if he had the other Saber, he'd be fine. He'd still be draining 2 at the Cantina.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still early.
Yeah, and so so Charlie loses a Lebo, so he has a Lebo lost, and he just loses a wild card. So he did have another ship. Unfortunately, it's in his lost pile now.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was that one from the drain of 1 to Cantina. And losing Lebo to Visage.
Yeah.
Well, he did that from hand, which is interesting.
Okay, I mean that's not a bad. I think he does play 2. So if he does play 2, he can still do that because it's a nice source of ping. So
that's just like an every turn ping as soon as you finish the Kessel run.
Okay, so now here comes the 7th sister. I don't know, like putting the 7th sister there is.
Well, unless he's got another one and he just wants to try to get resistance going right now. Because there is a drain of 3 coming.
No, it's a drain of 2.
Is it only 2? Did they change that card?
No, it's a drain of 2 because of the fact that Jared's on his 7th side of his objective.
Yeah. That's right. No reason to play resistance.
No reason at all. So, during each move phase, he retrieves 4. Yeah. So, I mean, he's not going to be able to get that Han back unless he gets a Jedi Levitation.
I don't think he's getting the... Yeah, he's going to need a Jedi Lev to get the Han. He's going to need a Starship Lev to get the Pulsar Skate.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the bigger one is the Han, just because he does so much. Now, I will say this, though. Oh, thank you, Timo. Glad to see you... are in the chat right now. Now, I will say this, though. Kira is going to be important, too. Because once he starts draining, once he completes the Kessel run, that's an extra point of damage.
Yeah.
And right now, Charlie just needs to do as much damage as he possibly can.
Yeah, no, I think... Unless you find a Jedi Lev, I don't think... I mean, Han could still, like, even if a Jedi Lev goes off the top, you just play it from Lost Pile with Watch Your Step and get Han back. So I think he's certainly not gone for good by any means, but
yeah,
he's buried for now.
So we're going to check in on... Justin Desai really quick because saw him in a big battle early on. Okay,
yeah, what's going on over there?
Looks like he's stabilized a little bit. Excuse me. So it looks like he's got a Solo and Chewie on the Falcon and Ahsoka on the Profundity. So Brad's doing a lot of Destiny draws. I mean, he's getting two from the ship. And he's also getting 1 from the Emperor's Palace. But they're all -1. I mean, he still draws a 7 for Battle Destiny, so I think you're losing the... you got to lose the Ahsoka. Yeah. But, I mean, that ship is now cleared, so... He is flipped, so he's going to be doing a drain of 3 up in space. So, it's still pretty early on. I personally, I'm not a big fan of bringing him right now. Like, you're putting too many cards in the lost pile. You don't get all the fun stuff that you can really do because, especially against Legend. So, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was something that
Mm-hmm.
I think, like when SSA first came out, I think a lot of people started experimenting with Bring Him. Like, oh,
Yeah,
could Bring Him be good now that you activate more? And sort of was.
sort of.
It's definitely better, but it just, when compared to like what other decks could do, it
Yeah.
still is lacking something.
Okay, so we are on Charlie's turn. He did just initiate the drain of 2. Jarad ended up losing You Are Beaten and Mara with Lightsaber. And then Jarad just drops Lando and Kira onto the ship. So he's got Kira on the Outrider. He's got Lando on the Falcon. So, again, once that the Kessel run is complete, Kira's going to be able to start doing an extra point of damage. So, it looks like Charlie's
Yep.
trying to stabilize, and he's going to
Yeah.
be able to. But what it comes down to is, I mean, he's got 11 cards right now in his lost pile compared to Jared's 6. Jared still has 26 cards. Like, Jared's still up by a lot. Like, so.
Yeah. Well, and I think like once that Kessel run is done, lost piles are going to get a little bit more even, and we'll see it start to take shape. If I were Jarad, I would watch out for an It's a Hit right here.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's why Charlie moved to Tatooine instead of maybe like.
I think the reason, well, that would also help. I think the main reason he moved is so that when he finishes the Kessel run, his retrieval doesn't get canceled by Coward.
Yeah. And
As you see,
flipped. He is flipped too, so.
Flip now, and so he can get interrupts out of his lost pile.
Yeah.
And yeah, you see he saved 5 force because he knows he's going to retrieve in Jared's move phase.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna ask this. Like, I wonder how D&D figured out like the retrieval of 4 from the Kessel run. Like, I wonder why 4 was the magic number.
yeah, well, I'm not on D&D. I'm on playtesting, and it went
Same.
through a couple different iterations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to talk about the previous iterations because
Reasons.
first rule of Fight Club. But
What's Fight Club?
I do like. Well, I can't tell you. That's the first rule of Fight Club.
What's the second rule?
Also, the first rule.
What's the third rule?
Well, I could tell you what the third rule is, but that would be violating the first and second rules.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, but continue.
But no, it went through a few different iterations. I do like where it ended up.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's really fun. It's really flavorful, and no less than players no less than Bastian Winkelhaus have tried to break it over the past month or two, and nobody's quite been successful yet. And I think that's the sign of a good card, something that does something different that seems like it could be broken, and then as hard as you try, it's good, but you can't quite.
So it's kind of like Boba Fett's blaster rifle.
Game.
So as I was saying, until Discord cut me out again. So it's kind of like Boba Fett's blaster rifle.
You there?
Yeah, I'm good. We're good.
All right. You're saying it's kind of like what?
Boba Fett's blaster rifle. Like, it's not broken.
Aw.
It's okay. It's a good card. And then it just goes off once, like, a good player, like Mike Turner, Chris Werfs, or even Dan Tartaglione win tournament games with him.
Yeah, no, that one, like, it wasn't. It was sort of a novelty when it was made.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, like I'm gonna make this. I'm not sure how good it's gonna be, but I just want this deck to exist.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And then it kept getting, and then it just kept getting helpers and getting more helpers, and now like a couple of years later, it's like, oh, like this is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, so Jared just dropped another Emperor shuttle, this time with the Emperor aboard.
Yeah,
He went over to Corellia, so I mean it's a drain of one there, but he's satisfying for battle plan. So I think that's the more important thing. So now that Jared is draining for free, it's
it
gonna be
looked like
really
we,
rough on Charlie.
it looked like we didn't see an it's a hit, but we did see a control tunnel vision
Yes.
to cancel the drain too.
Resistance not going to be as big because he's on the 7th side. So
Yeah, yeah, the drain bonuses are all shut down by Hunt Down right now.
mhm.
And I think in this deck, I think you're just worrying about Luke and Obi-Wan on the ground.
Yeah.
I think those are the only two possible characters you could have.
Mhm.
Because none of the other Padawans are legal, or
Well, I
none
mean,
of the other
you
Padawans.
could
None of the other Padawans cost less than 10 force.
exactly, and that's the important thing. I mean, you could possibly. I would at this point though. I mean, I would actually consider maybe playing Ezra. Like he's so useful against that maul.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you track a 5, or you've got to track a 6. But if
Mhm.
you can do that and just come down and smack Maul in the face at
I
his
mean,
little hidey hole.
but that's not hard to do with this deck. Okay, so Charlie's going to initiate the force drain. He's going to drain for 2, but Kira also procs, so Jared actually is losing 3 right now.
Yep.
Okay, so he loses a Force Lightning, Kyrkanos, and they're still coming through.
Yep, and lost piles are now back to even.
Mm-hmm.
Losing that Lebo earlier, I mean, unless there happens to be another one in his hand.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
you would think that if he had another Lebo, he would have deployed it by now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he drains at Tatooine. There goes a Vader Enforcer from the deck. And there it is. There's the other Lebo.
All right.
So.
And he pings during
Let me bring him up. Really
control phase.
Yeah, so again, he's like a Kira.
Next control phase, he'll ping. So he's threatening 5 damage next turn.
Mm-hmm. And Jared's threatening 4. So
yeah.
Well, actually, no. Jared's threatening 5 because of the because of the visage damage too.
Okay. Oh yeah, the visage. Okay.
And he's gonna bring
yeah,
Lando
so
back into his hand.
And he's gonna
probably go down to like.
I might put him down to Malachor.
Yeah, you get down to Malachor. You threaten the fact that it's a drain of 2. And then.
Oh, is Lando's taking the hand thing once per game?
Correct.
Yeah, it is. Oh, so he just did that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know where you put him then.
I think you put, like I said, I think you put him down to Malachor, or Malcor, especially if you have another smuggler. Uh,
Yeah,
I mean, Jarad does have 8 cards in his
I really,
hand.
I really like the idea of. I've seen some people watched a little bit of stuff on Gemp recently, and some people like to, after they complete the Kessel run, they'll just put Lando at a site by himself where they can like drain for 2 or 1 or
Yeah,
whatever.
and then just
And
anytime, just
and like if they come down with anything, you just whoop, take him back, and then just put him somewhere else.
so Charlie is asking if he can take that action back.
Yeah, I don't. I think he might not have realized that he wasn't going to be able to take Lando into
Yeah,
hand again when he put him at a
yeah,
different location.
yeah. I think that's the issue. And yeah, Jared's gonna allow that to happen. So, good guy, Jared.
Good guy.
Good guy, JJD.
Because yeah, like if you could take Lando back into hand as many times as you wanted, it would
That's
make a
stupid.
lot of sense to
That would
just
be stupid.
put him. It would be really stupid, but it would make a lot of sense to just put him down at the Malachor site, and then like, okay, if you deploy here, I'm just going to take him away. But if you don't, I'm going to drain for free.
Yeah. Okay, so he actually moves the Outrider in
I,
front of the Emperor. I mean,
I like that orientation a lot.
yeah, I do like that. I do like the fact that the Falcon is over at Kessel. Um, I mean, that shows that you don't have it's a hit in your hand, but at the same time, you don't really care.
Yeah, and I think that that Emperor's shuttle, I mean, unless he has a lot more, is almost certainly going to run away.
Yeah.
Because I would definitely expect Charlie to have a moving to attack position right here.
Yeah.
If there's not already one in his lost pile that he can play with Watch Your Step.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, I mean, is right now that Emperor shuttle would be power minus a lot.
It would be power 0.
It would be power
It
0.
would be power
That's all we
0
have to say.
whatever destinies you get. Yeah. It would just be power 0 plus whatever destinies you get.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's got the moving and the Outrider's fully immune, and it's like 6 and 2 destinies versus your 2 destinies, like that seems bad for Dark Side. And you're just the power is the big weakness of the Emperor shuttle.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
it
full
does.
immunity is great. The extra battle destinies are great, but
I mean, at the same time, it's only a 2 destiny. So I mean, don't get me wrong. In this virtual hunt down, your destiny is pretty high, which is nice.
yeah.
But
Oh no, it's 2 destiny versus 2 destiny, but it's also going to be like power 8 versus power 0.
exactly.
And that means that like you're probably forfeiting a dude,
Mm-hmm.
even though you don't technically have to. And,
Yeah. I mean, but
a couple of turns in that, and all of a sudden you're done. And the Emperor shuttle can't run away either because it's 6 parsecs to Tatooine.
yeah. So it's pretty much stuck there. So you
So
really
it is stuck there indefinitely.
and you really can't really. I mean, you can't just leave the Emperor on there by itself. So Jared's gonna have to stack that shuttle just to keep it there.
Yeah. And he's going to start losing guys from forfeit fodder. And
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Charlie's going to lose to the drain of the Cantina. He loses Wedge Antilles. Now that's the other problem is Charlie's going to be running. Charlie's kind of running out of characters if you think about it. He's already lost.
The other control tunnel.
Yeah.
On the docking bay drain.
So I mean he already lost Solo. He lost Leslomi. He lost Wedge. He lost Murex. So I mean, who does he really have left?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to attempt to.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to lose the force. You got to. Yeah, I was going to say you have to lose the force here.
Yeah, you can't cancel Dash's game text.
And he loses Theor and Net.
But he still does have Luke and Red 5. Mm-hmm. Or at least he has Red 5, and Luke is presumably still in his deck somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, how many Lukes is he playing? just the one, maybe two. Like Luke's not even the main focal point of this deck. He's just good to play.
No, it's not.
So, I mean,
But it's, if you can throw him, I think if you can throw him down on Malachor and protect him, like if you've got a blast, we know there's already a blast the door in Charlie's lost pile that he could play with Watch Your Step.
Yep.
So if you can put Luke down there, you flip Hunt down back, you threaten a drain of 2 that they have to deal with, and if they do, you just blast the door.
Yeah. Okay, so
you actually really like get some more damage in for a couple of turns. And I think Jarad realizes maybe not that exact thing, but that more could still be coming, and he just wants to make sure to cover all the battleground sites that are out there to make it hard on Charlie to satisfy battle plan.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way for Jarad to win this game. I mean,
I agree.
Like, all he needs to do is put maybe 1 or 2 characters out. But, I mean, Charlie still has 2 tunnel visions in his lost pile, so he could use those to start canceling those, at least one of the drains of 2 now.
Yeah, and this is the other reason why I do kind of like having the White Storm out, even though it can be a drain liability. Having 3 Tatooine battleground sites out just means it's easier to run away from them if they, like if they're at one site, you just run away to the other one, and you can just sort of play keep away and satisfy battle plan the entire time, and then you can get Menace Fades going, and there's a lot of ancillary good things about just having a 3rd site, even though it might not be the best site. I still like that it's there.
This is apparently to Mr. Baroni. It's GG. So I'm wondering who he says it's GG for. I will say this though, Charlie saved 3 cards.
Well, one of them is going to have to be for the first strike for the moving, assuming he's got it. I don't know that you move in front.
If he I was going to say, if he has the moving, it's going to be pretty bad for Jarad. Okay, so there goes an Aloris Madak.
Retrieve 1, lose 1 from first strike.
Okay, he's going to play Hojix. So
he's got the out of Square, out of Destiny. Okay.
So that's 1.
And,
so he uses 1. He uses 2 to play the Hojix because it costs 1.
Yep, and there's the moving.
Yeah, this is not going to be good for Jarad.
And then his last action is going to be to make the shuttle power 0.
Yep.
And it'll just be 2 destinies to 3 destinies.
Yep.
Plus 8 power. And Jarad is going to get... Jared's going to be dealing with a lot of battle damage here, and he can't move the shuttle away.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 3.
That's 3 from the objective.
And 8. 5. So, I mean, that's 8. So, that's 10. But let's see what Charlie draws. Okay, he's just got a 4. So he's at 16. 21. So he's up by 11. Yeah.
Jarad, so Jarad. Yeah, he's just going to forfeit the Emperor.
Yeah, and this is on Jared's turn. So
yeah, that split doesn't make sense to me.
And he loses the shuttle. So yeah.
I guess if you're Jarad, you have to battle into it because otherwise it could be even worse for you on Charlie's turn.
Yeah.
So now both players are paying to drain. Charlie's doing 5 damage a turn. Jared is also doing 5 damage. Charlie's doing 5 a turn. Jared's doing also 5 a turn. And Visage is pinging, or no, Visage is just pinging Charlie. So Jared's doing 6 a turn. He has to pay more.
Yeah.
To do it.
And again, Charlie still has a second Kessel Run somewhere in the deck.
And he also has a Luke and Red 5 that can even just go to Tatooine and do 1 more damage.
Mm-hmm.
That would be okay too.
So 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yeah, it could be worse. Is grabbed. The second ping is Lebo. So he's got Lebo and Kira out.
Yep.
Yeah, and Charlie. Yeah, that's a good point. Charlie does probably know where the out of commission is. So yeah, he does know where the out of commission is because he's rooted for Destiny. So yeah, he could potentially, and it looks like this. Yeah,
get rid of Visage.
He plays "I've been searching for you," so he's going to throw Lord Vader away so he can get 2 Inquisitors. I mean, that's a smart play. Yeah, he could.
Yeah, I don't think.
He could also just activate it and play a controlled tunnel vision to get it.
Yeah, he's got plenty of ways to go get that.
Yeah,
if that's what he wants to
get.
So
there's really no problem of. No, Erica has not hit the table yet, and I think that's what Charlie's waiting for is Erica on the table until to get Luke. So.
Or to see her hit the lost pile.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a drain of 2. Now the pings start. I mean, Charlie's only got 4 cards left in his force pile. So. Okay, so he did do his 2 drains. There goes a "You are beaten," and there's another ping. And there's the second Kessel.
The other Kessel.
Yeah. So that's why he saved the as many cards as he did. So there goes the out of commission combo. Okay, so that brings him up to 9. 13, so...
All right, and that gets to 13.
Yeah.
So that means he's going to be completing the run on his own turn, which is handy.
Yeah,
you
pretty
don't have
nice.
To worry about.
You don't have to save any force.
Although I don't think you would have to worry about that. Regardless, there's 0 chance Jarad kicks him off one of those systems. But.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jarad isn't playing the Imperial Enforcement variant of the deck, so he could have a Zuckuss and Mist Hunter, but it's. Let me see. I want to say Kira's ability 4. Oh no, he's got a Malice and Lando. So yeah, he's definitely got enough ability to cover for Zuckuss. So
he's Zuckuss proof in both systems. Yeah, at both systems he's Zuckuss proof. He's got ability 7 at both because there's Lando and Milos over at Kessel.
Yeah,
and then Kira and Dash at Corellia, and those are both a 4 and a 3.
Mm-hmm. No, it's going to be on the no Han. So Han's actually pretty much buried in the lost pile at this point.
Yeah, Han's near the bottom. You lost him to first strike pretty early.
Yeah.
Unlucky peel. Yeah, well, that's a good point. That even just seeing the first light bar as a
Mm-hmm.
starting location, means that you're probably not super likely to see Mara's ship.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Although, he could just be playing Mara's ship and not Erica,
Mm-hmm.
and just the first light bar is just a red herring, which would be kind of cool. But practically speaking, I
There's
don't,
Mara's
you know,
ship.
there is a way for a deck to clear one of these systems,
Yeah.
certainly. I don't really see a way that Hunt Down does it. Unship. Speak of the devil.
And he gets out the fifth brother, so yeah, I really like the fifth brother. Like he's good against No Idea, he's good against Watch Your Step, he's good against any light side deck that uses a lot of forfeit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and for stuff like No Idea or Watch Your Step that really comes with built-in forfeit bonuses.
mm-hmm.
I think we could see a similar thing here that we saw with the Emperor's shuttle. That all Charlie has to do is move dash.
True, but I
Like
mean,
all he just has to move the Outrider over to Tatooine. Mara and ship cannot get to Corellia
no, but it
from
can get to
Tatooine. It's only
Kessel.
right. It can get to Kessel, but I think it's gonna get beaten down at either of those two systems. Like if
Yeah,
you're moving in front of the Falcon,
yeah.
like
Now
you know,
I was gonna say
normally,
what's interesting is
normally like sorry,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say if Charlie came down with Luke, Rebellion hero, he could easily have cleared that ship. Like it's only forfeit. It's only what immune less than 4. So he uses Luke's game text to add to attrition. The ship doesn't can only draw one battle destiny there,
Yeah,
and
well,
it just goes. Yeah,
that's
but
not
it's not
gonna
going to happen
happen
this turn.
this turn. It's not gonna happen this turn because he only has 13 force. He has to pay 6 for the 2 drains and then 4
4
to
for the.
retrieve during his move phase. That leaves him with 3.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to use one of it to move, the Outrider over to Tatooine,
Yeah.
and then so he's looking at 2 force left max. This was a smart move from Jarad because Charlie's not gonna be able to respond to the Mara ship this turn. All he can do is move something in front of it. And then Jared's gonna get a turn of free drains on the ground.
True.
And then he could move the ship or not. And on Charlie's next turn, he kills the ship.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Charlie
but
still
like
has
Jared got
one.
a turn worth of free drains out of it.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, Jared. Charlie still has one control tunnel vision in his lost pile that he can use to cancel one
mhm.
of those drains. So he's only going to be losing 4 cards in his turn and in Jared's next turn. But he just retrieves 4 cards,
Yeah.
so he's not losing anything. So it looks like Connor is going to be. I want to say Connor is going to lose to Justin Miyashiro here. It's still
Mhm.
fairly close. Justin is playing Hitco, Connor's playing Map, and Justin is out damaging Connor by a little bit. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree, Kieran. That bad saber, the one that doesn't
Yeah.
add to the drain, is so much the difference right now.
Yeah. If Jared has the other saber, this whole game. This is a very different game.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah, Justin beat Connor, so congrats to Justin. Uh, Justin's playing really well. I want to say he would be. He is. That is table 1, or that's pretty high up there. Let me check my pairings from. Oh no, I want to refresh. Yeah, that was table 1. So I want to say Justin's undefeated, so that basically guarantees him a spot in next Saturday.
Congrats.
Connor, would believe, is 3-1, so he's still in play for a spot for next Saturday. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Map right now, and with how good Hitco is, Map is just so far behind Hitco. So the fact that Connor is 3-1 with Map shows that he's playing it really well.
Yeah, we saw. I think we saw. Did we see his map at all, or was that
No, we have not.
Silverglen?
That was Silverglen in Heat 1.
Okay.
I think we had his map on for at one point, so because we talked about how.
Yeah, I think the one thing that map still has going for it is you can just cancel weapon destinies at Kylo's site.
Yeah,
which is just super strong. But the troopers aren't as good as they used to be, and there's no more strategic reserves virtual, and a lot of stuff about that deck has taken a step back. But the one thing I think it still rocks at is just holding down Kylo's site.
Yeah. Hey Lenny, Steve Baroni has a question for you in the chat, so go ahead and check that out really quick, if you can.
Is that Milagro Barrel Select Blanco?
He wants you to type it too.
I don't know. It's not, but I don't know what you're seeing.
Okay, so Jared's gonna. So he does drain. He does cause Charlie to lose 3/4 his turn. Yeah, he's got to move that Mara and ship. Okay, so Ninth Sister comes down. I don't dislike this. I mean, you still want to stack cards on dash, so that way the power isn't reduced. Okay, so or he just moves away. So, okay, so it looks like we're down to 3 games left in this round. So we'll still have 2 more games to go today. So
Why do we always pick the long ones?
Because we're good like that.
Jared's gonna fly the Decimator over to Kessel, where it's gonna block a couple of damage.
But yeah, it blocks the damage, but
Charlie,
well, actually, it blocks
it's gonna
3
block
damage.
a couple damage.
It blocks 3 damage because Kira's not going to be able to force drain there, so you don't get her ping.
Kira's at Tatooine. It's Lando and Milos over.
Okay, that's right. Wow.
Charlie's still doing.
They
3
all look the same to me.
That's racist, Dan.
No, that's sexist.
No, Charlie's still going to do 3, and then I'm sure he's going to kick Mara in the face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mara's now doing 2 damage or 2 destiny there, so you have to move the Outrider in front.
You play them moving from Lost Pile, and I don't know if you're worried about the 2 destinies because you're gonna crack their immunity and you're gonna be fully immune.
That's a good point.
Yeah, no. Watch your step spaces. Like the 2 destinies from the smugglers are really good, but it's mostly all about the interrupts. You've got moving, you've got spin. I think it would be, and I honestly I don't, if Charlie's gonna battle and clear a couple, both of the pilots from Mara's ship, say, I kind of think Jarad would rather just lose the ship because, like, unless he's got the Gick, I don't know that having the ship there is gonna help you.
No, I agree 100%.
Like, if you've got the Gick, then yeah, you lose the pilots and you leave the ship and have another turn of free drains and another turn of blocking 2 damage, and then you use the Gick.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's done. So he pulls. Don't do that again. Interesting. So I don't know if it's going to be for. Okay, so he's going to take an immediate effect, so it doesn't going to pull anything. So it's just recycle.
I think, yeah, just to check his deck, I think.
Yeah.
Or
reorienting his destiny.
I don't know if he was tracking anything or what those destinies are. Or... Yep, so there we see drain for 1 at Tatooine, the ping with Kira. Oh, and he lost a Gick from hand. That is not something you see every day.
No. But, I mean...
He just lost a Gick from hand.
I don't like that, but, I mean, you're not going to...
I mean, yeah. I guess you know that Vikram was just saying in the chat that we know Charlie has a 6 tracked.
Mm-hmm.
The second destiny he would draw in this battle would be a 6. So maybe he just figures he's losing the ship anyway.
Yeah.
But like, although I guess he shuffled his deck, so we don't know where the 6 is. It could be on the bottom. But I think on the off chance that Charlie only clears the pilots and the ship doesn't have to die, you want that, and you want to have the Gick so that you can get another turn of free turns, another turn of blocking his damage. And there's the 6 on top. And a 3. Okay, so this is going to clear 2 pilots. I don't know what Lando's forfeit is. Oh, it's low.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm actually getting ready for the last giveaway for today. Okay. So. Oh, that's right. Because what is it? The ninth sister?
Yeah, the fifth
Or the
brother.
fifth brother. The fifth brother came into play there. Okay.
So he shut down Talent Cards text and Watch Your Steps text, and the smugglers were all just their printed forfeit, and he had to lose all 3 of them, and the ship survived, and the Decimator survived.
Yeah,
which is probably the best case scenario for Jarad.
Exactly, and that's just a huge mistake for Charlie, but it does happen.
Yeah.
So while we are going into Jared's turn, I think it's time to give away the last of the packs. This is for everybody, including Lenny, because you're in the chat, obviously.
Oh.
Okay. This one's going to be an easy one. First person who can list all the Destiny 7 cards that do not flip and excluding any cards that go under the starting effects. So I want all Destiny 7 cards, non-objective, non-flip Falcon, and I want to say there's another one that I want to hold on, let me double check. Yeah, non-flip cards. All Destiny 7 non-flip cards. First person to name all Destiny 7 cards that do not flip. And again, this is the last of the challenge. Okay, so we have a guess. Hold on.
Oh, he was.
Okay, hold on. I
I
have to check him.
I was actually trying to do it from memory. Copy pasted from Scomp Link.
No, you're. I'm sorry. I cannot take this so far. Now, you might include some. So. No, it's no. You're still incorrect. Yes. And they are separate cards. I'll give everybody a hint. Yes, they do count in this situation, Bill. Okay, so Bill, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You're missing one, Bill. Archmage, you're also missing one. No, there's 29. There's 26. Oh, actually, yeah. Hold on. Okay, sorry. You're 27. 27. I forgot about. So the AIs don't count because they're the same card. But yes, I forgot about hunting party V or non V. So correct. No, they have the effect. There's one card that is missing. Yeah, you have the hunting party non V. There's one card that's missing. And you're both missing it. Yeah, you both have the V and the non V. No, you're still missing one, Bill. There it is. Boom. Michelin Man.
Michelin Man got it.
Yeah. So R2.
What am I missing?
Beyond. No, Michelin Man's. Okay. Uh, yeah, Michelin Man's missing one. I'm not going to count Michelin Man because he's. I can't count Michelin Man. I don't know. Time out. So pause, Lenny. I'm going to ask you.
What's up?
He has Aura Singh. Okay?
Yeah.
Will that count as Aura Singh's blaster rifle?
Mm,
Because I mean,
you know what he meant?
I know what he means, but
No, that's the
yeah,
name of a different card.
Aura Singh's not Destiny 7, so
I know what he meant.
yeah.
But that is like if it weren't like actually the name of a different card that exists.
Yep, that's another one that's missing.
Boy. They're actually like I was like, oh, this shouldn't be too hard. There's only like 8 or 9 of them, and then like I'm like, oh
No,
wait, and this and this and this. Oh wow, there's a lot.
there's a lot. There's a lot.
Anyway, so it looks like Charlie has come down with just Val to the bar,
Nope, Jabba's Prize V and non V don't count. They're not Destiny 7. So
and they go under starting effects.
yeah.
Or one of them does, but yeah. But Val's come down by herself to the bar, which seems like a fine play because Mara can't come down because she's already in space, and Jarad only has one card in hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Michelin Man, you're also missing. You are missing one. So high anxiety is not on the list. So
What about Frozen Dinner? Did they both mention Frozen Dinner?
uh,
Is that not a six?
that's not a 7.
Oh, am I thinking of Mostly Armless? And
That's not
also not a
that's not a 7 either.
I give up then.
Okay, no, hold on. So, hold on. Let me double check. So, Michelin Man, stand by. Okay, you got. I'll give you that. Bionic hand. R2 clone store. Dual laser. Ewok. Hunting. Hunting V. I'm with you too. Artillery. Traitor missile. Jarad triple. Okay, there's that.
And that was a smart move by Charlie, if anybody's still watching. Jarad activated all his force, then he drained with Aura Singh at the Malachor site, and Charlie dropped Chewie as a react. But Jarad can't draw Destiny if he battles there, so he's not gonna.
Yeah, unfortunately, Michelin, that you have all but one, it looks like. Fishes V, worth a bit. Yeah, Michelin, you're missing one. We're not count. BB-8 does not count. So, I'm gonna see. Let me double check and see if anybody else has mentioned this one. Nope. Nope. Okay. Bill, you actually did mention it. Strangle.
Strangle.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't see Michelin Man. Michelin, did you mention strangle at all? I didn't see it. So Bill was the first person to mention the strangle. So
But hang on. How did this go from name all 27 to first person to mention strangle?
because that was the only one people forgot. Yeah.
Man.
Like I double and I've been checking right now as this game is going on. So okay, hold on, time out.
Yeah, really.
No,
Everybody
I
was
don't
just
see it.
looking.
Arch, I don't see it. Um, Arsing, Bionic Hand, Closed Door, Double Laser, Ewok Catapult, Hunting Party, Hunting Party. Thought they smelled bad on the outside. I'm with you too. Imperial Artillery, Intruder Missile, Starship. Arsing. Um, I mean, the list is on the chat. Doesn't show it, so it literally stops at Intruder Missile, Lightside SE Weapon, Starship. Yeah. Now, I will say tomorrow I'm going to be giving away 4 more. I know that Chris Gogolin gave. Was it Chris or was it? I want to say it was Chris Gogolin who gave away one as well. Brandon Beatty won his. I know Jarad is going to be able to give away one. I know Joe is going to be able to give away one. Justin Miyashiro is going to give away one. So there's going to be a lot given away. I might actually give more than 4 away tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. Depends on how generous I'm feeling. No, usually I'm generous, so but that's besides the point.
So,
But yeah, I'm gonna have more to give
so
away
Jared,
tomorrow.
so Jared's turn just ended. He left Mara's ship in front of the Outrider.
Mm-hmm.
So Charlie's gonna get just the pings right now. But then he should be able to clear that ship. You would think.
Okay, let me fix this really quick. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Charlie's going to eke this one out.
Yep. So there
Well,
goes Dash.
yeah, because he's got enough force.
But
Well, actually, no.
no, he didn't have to lose the Inquisitor, so
Yeah, that's kind of bad. Like,
that was really good for Jarad. Yeah, because now 4 damage coming on Jared's turn.
well,
Oh,
I
no, he's
mean,
going to battle R.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's true, because I guess she can't shoot, so it might as well.
yeah.
Yep, and now you're making him lose a force to
Well,
for a strike.
true.
So you retrieve the
You
dash.
retrieve, and then yeah, next turn you're pinging with Lebo.
Yeah.
So, and you have enough force to you have enough to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Mara's gonna battle into it.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, no. If Bar battles into it, there's no point. So I mean, Charlie is going to be losing frames of 2, 4, 5, 6. He goes down to 2, and then you get the ping with Lebo. So Charlie's gonna end up winning this, I believe, by 1.
Yeah, he's gonna lose 6 here.
No, no, JJD's gonna win,
Oh,
and the reason is because he can initiate the battle and get the ping off with the first strike.
very true. That looks like that's where we're heading. Hadn't thought of that either. Yeah, so Jared's gonna come back. He should eke this one out by 1.
Yeah.
Really good job.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
really good job keeping
good job,
alive. That's
Jared.
really well done.
Yep.
Yep, and there's first strike.
And Charlie has 1 force to lose. Wow. What a game.
Can't get any closer than that.
No, it can't. So well played by Jared. I mean, to finish that out.
Yeah, really well done.
Yeah.
Like I think clearing that early pulsar skate made a big difference. I think.
I agree.
You know, Vader not having right saber for this particular matchup also made somewhat of a difference in the other direction.
Yeah.
But just getting that Mara and ship and somehow keeping it alive through like multiple battles with the Falcon and the Outrider was just outstanding. Really, really well played by both players.
Okay, so I think we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for Game 5. I will say this: I think I'm going to have to actually bow out. I'm done. Like, the body is just like telling me go get some sleep because it's been just a long day. So I'm going to bow out for the last 2 games. Good luck to everybody who played. Congrats to the winners who made it. Congrats to everybody who won a pack. I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 6:45 Eastern. So, and we'll see everybody. I'll see everybody then. So take care and good night. Lenny, thanks for taking in. Yeah. So again, thanks Lenny. Thanks Drew. Thanks Steve. Thanks to everybody who streamed with me. and we'll see everybody in a few.
Thank you, man.
Take care.
You've done amazing.